Right, howdy everybody. Okay, howdy everybody. There we go. Just had my monitor on. How's it going, y'all? What's up? Welcome back to another stream here over on Twitch, believe it or not. It's very, very rare that I'm over here, but I've been loading YouTube with a ton of Elite Dangerous videos lately. And yeah, you know, as a variety streamer, you're kind of a slave to the algo, so you gotta do whatever you gotta do. Hey, thanks, HyperRobo, for the follows on both ends. Hi, welcome. So yeah, hi, welcome Twitch. I'm Wes, and yeah, we're just gonna play some more Elite Dangerous today. I didn't feel like setting up a stream ahead of time. If you are watching this on the VOD later on YouTube, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. We'll have a lot going on this week. A little bit more FF8, a couple of other games on the way, and probably a guitar stream at some point. But outside of that, yeah, we're just gonna hang out here and have a little bit of fun trying to do some of the trading game. I'm very, very close to another $1 billion, 1 billion credits, as it were. Yeah, aside from that, I don't really have too much of like a game plan or anything like that. I'm just kind of vegging out space trucking as best as possible. I was doing a little bit of the rescue missions last night. My first ever encounter with Thargoids. And that was a lot of fun. It's one of the very, very rare times I've ever hopped in open. So yeah, it was very intense. A lot of shooting going on everywhere while I'm trying to get my orca into the base and out safely. And thankfully, I only failed the missions once, and that was my first time ever trying to do one. Lost some passengers on a couple of the others, but overall it went pretty well, and man, that is a lot of money. But outside of that, it was a lot of fun. I thought about maybe doing that a little bit later on today, but I think all of the ports near Legong I think they're all mediums right now. I mean, I could buy a python, but I hate the python. I really do. It looks like a lump of poo. I'm sorry. It just looks awful. Versus, this beautiful, beautiful beast that is the Imperial Cutter. I mean, look at this thing. Look at how sleek this thing looks. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. I love the Imperial ships. I'm really hoping one of the 4 new ships and coming up this year is going to be a medium Imperial. I'm desperately needing a decent medium ship that is not the Python. I just really, really want one. Yeah, if they can make an Imperial that looks like this but is a medium-sized pad, oh buddy. But outside of that, I am having a lot of fun with it. It was nice to feel like I was contributing to the war effort. It's a very, very good time to be playing Elite right now. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Just a lot of stuff going on. It feels like this event is like it's still ongoing. Update 18, I mean, we took down 1 Titan, and then there's still a bunch of others to go. And it seems like they've got a little bit of events going on for each one, leading up to the Python Mark II and Day 19 with the power play stuff. I'm pretty excited. I think, whatever's in the caustic cloud around Tyrannus, once that opens up and we can start excavating that, I'm sure that technology is what leads to the quote-unquote new ability unlocked with the Python Mark II. And then that, of course, leads into Update 19, where, humans being humans, we have to use that to ever-loving crap out of each other. But, we're not exactly dealing with the Shadowbringers riders here, so I feel like that's kind of the path they're taking. It seems pretty obvious, but what that new technology is, who knows? I've seen some people saying stealth. I've seen, a couple people in the old DF Discord saying, hey, maybe caustic weapons would be kind of cool, and I'm kind of leaning more towards that than anything, just because it feels odd that they would have caustic as like a status in the game, and then like it just doesn't exist anymore after the Thargoids. Like, nah, just put that into the abilities of player-made ships, right? So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, right now I don't think there were really any places that I could go to do the passenger rescue missions, but I was having a lot of fun with them in my Orca. So yeah, it's just a matter of waiting and seeing what happens going forward, seeing if we can save any more places down here. It was Patalu that we were working on yesterday, and as you can see, it's fine now. I don't know if I can still get in and do rescue missions. If nothing else, it would be really good for the money. I mean, one guy paying me 50 million because he's a VIP that wants to escape. Like, yeah, I'll let you on board. But yeah, HIP I think is all mediums. So yeah, it's just a matter, right now the game plan is trying to take control away from Legong as much as possible, because the amount of shields apparently directly corresponds to the amount of controlled systems, and Legong is the next target for the AXI team, just because it is the smallest controlled systems. The others are pretty hefty. The others are gonna take a while, because as you can see, I mean, you look at Kosijo there, Raijin, I mean, that's a lot of controlled systems that we're gonna have to burn through. So that's kind of a long-term thing. Yeah, Legong's doing okay. As you can see, a little bit of the first shield taken out. So some people have been getting in there, pecking away at the heart as best as possible. But I think the general census from the overall AXI team is to take out control of these other green systems here, and wear down those hearts that way, and then we can go in and start actually attacking. I'm going to attempt to try and attack the heart this next time. I don't really know how that's gonna go, but you know, I want my free arcs. I'm in desperate need of some new skins. So today, you know, with what all's going on over there and what I actually have available in terms of my ships and all of that, we're just going to take it easy. We're going to do some trade routing, put this thing to use, and try and do our best to get up to that 1 billion as best as possible. But yeah, I'm still having a lot of fun with the game. I'm still just really enjoying it. So yeah, and I love this cutter because it's one of those ships where it's like, yeah, it's a trade ship, but I do have it mounted with a couple of hard points. And it's one of those situations where it's kind of like, oh, all right, I kind of hope I get interdicted a little bit. Like there's just something very satisfying about being interdicted, and then, you know, you just turn around and unload just like 6 hard points on this poor little eagle that's trying to attack. It's not quite as fun as it is with my Corvette, but you know, baby steps. My Corvette is very much a single purpose thing. This I'm really enjoying because I think I might be able to, you know, play around a little bit with it and maybe recompile it into being a miner at some point. I haven't really done a whole lot of mining. It's not necessarily my favorite thing in the world, but I need materials. I need a lot of materials. The other materials have not been much of an issue. I'm perfectly fine when it comes to manufactured and encoded materials. Those are pretty easy to get. But the mining, man, that's a little rough. And I need to do it anyways, just because I think who is it? Who's my engineer that handles armor? Because she wants me to mine a bunch of stuff. Is it Marsh? No. I could go to Ramtar. See, Ramtar. Who else was it? Well, it's one of them that I was looking at that does the grade 5 does the grade 5 hull reinforcements. That I could probably stand. There you go. But yeah, you know, the Corvette needs a little bit more engineering. Yeah, I'm doing okay at it. I think I've got like grade 2 pulse lasers, like 4 pulse lasers, grade 2 or 3 multi-cannons. Probably need to do a little bit more work with my cannon. Get a couple more upgrades on my power plant. It's a work in progress. It's coming along okay. It's just very annoying to try and actually take that thing to the actual engineer station. The thing only jumps, I think, 17 light years with its current loadout, so it's slow going trying to get anywhere in that thing. But you know, once it's done, it'll be done. Once I get those ranks unlocked, I don't have to worry about it anymore, and you know, I can just pin the blueprints or take my little dolphin out, you know, make it a little bit easier. But yeah, I'm just I'm still having a lot of fun. You know, I was originally out in Colonia. I was like trying to book it back to Tyrannus as fast as I could. I was like 30 jumps out, I think, when it blew up, so I was a little sad that I missed it. You know, I'm definitely an explorer at heart. That's the main thing that I'm playing the game for. But now that I'm actually trying a couple of other things in the bubble, like I am having a lot of fun with it. Way more fun trading and stuff than I thought I would. And just having a good time with it. I really want to go up to Beagle Point at some point. I think that's going to be the next thing. But it's just a really bad time to be leaving the bubble right now with all of the updates that are coming out and everything. I know that the moment I step out and try and make my next big exploration expedition, they're going to announce the Python Mark II, and I'm going to be trying to book it back as fast as I can from all the way across the galaxy. It was not a fun trip trying to get back from Colonia. I was skipping so much that I really would not have liked to have skipped. But, you know, the trip out there was a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys follow me on Inara, but you can find me in Inara under Westor. I don't have too many photos. The photos that I post there, I really just put the cream of the crop up there. But if you want to see a little bit of my journey out there and see some good screenshots, I mean, that is really what the game's all about, right? It's a screenshot simulator for me. So, you know, I was very happy with the trip. I figured with the FCOC being a thing, it's not really a big deal. If I need to go back to Colonia, once I get some more engineering and stuff unlocked, then I'll just hop on a carrier out there. They leave like once every 2 weeks. And of course, thanks to all of the FCOC carriers that are doing those overnight and sleeper service shuttles all around the galaxy, it is, of course, very, very much appreciated. Hopefully, by the end of all of this Thargoid stuff and moving into Update 19, I will be able to join you. You know, that's what the current goal is long-term, is to get that carrier and make sure that I've got enough money stocked up to actually have it running out there in the middle of nowhere for however long it needs to be. But, yeah. So, thanks to that, like, I'm not super upset. I'm a little sad that I had to come back so early. But so far, it's been worth it. You know, I've been putting off doing anything Thargoid related just because, you know, you read on the Reddit and in Discords and all of that about, you know, the grind to engineer and all of these things you need to unlock, and Thargoid is really in-game stuff. It really wasn't bad doing passenger missions. You know, I had my Orca, I just really just needed to buy a bunch of passenger cabins and kit out a couple of extra small things here and there. And most of that was probably my doing because I had it kitted for exploration, so I had to rebuy a bunch of like A-grade power plants and stuff. That was a little pricey. But aside from that, it really wasn't bad. If you wanted to contribute and try helping out with things like that, you could easily do it in just a Dolphin and really have a good time with it. It's definitely tense. It's you're kind of flying by the seat of your pants once you actually get to those stations and the Thargoids are flying around you. I'm really glad that I did it at open. You know, we were at I think it was Garrett Arsenal. It was the only large landing pad in Palu, or however it's pronounced, Palalu, whatever the system is, right? So yeah, you know, I get in there. And immediately, like, as I'm trying to get close to the planet, like, you just see the laser fire from both NPC AX pilots and other actual AX pilots. And, like, I'm just sitting there, like, spamming, trying to get my landing permissions. And, you know, I obviously, as you can see, have auto dock on. You're not allowed to auto dock at stations on fire. So that was a lot of fun, trying to get that down. Once you get underground, it's okay. You know, you got your time to choose your missions, select your passengers, find what makes you the most money. And then it gets really wild once you actually lift up. Because that's when the Thargoids actually want you, because you have passengers and cargo. I really did not get hyperdited all that much going into the system, but trying to leave with my passengers, oh boy, that was scary. And yeah. Once you know what you're doing, it's really not too bad. You know, once you know how the heat sinks work, if you've got a ship that can handle the boosting and all of that, like, you just got to know how to handle them. But I did have a couple where they got a hatch breaker onto me, and you know, a couple of the passengers ejected. But yeah, it was a lot of fun overall. I think, like I said, I only think I failed that one time. The others all ended up okay. We made it. You get a lot of thank you messages. So you guys don't need to, that's just spamming my inbox, right? But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I'm really hoping we get a couple other systems that go into Invasion, and we get the opportunity to, you know, do that again, hopefully on stream at some point. So yeah. All right, so what do we got here? I was selling cobalt, and now I need Bertranium. or Bertrandite. I can never remember the names of these things. All right, there we go. All right, at 10 million. Not bad, not bad at all. Let me double check and see. You know, I'm just using Inara for all of this. You know, if this was a busier game, or if people were not distracted with the Thargoids, it would be one thing. But right now, I feel like the best trade route search on Inara has been fairly accurate. There's been a couple of times where it was a little old, but I really haven't had any issues. And that's really the only third-party tool that I've been using. You know, I've got EDD Discovery, but you know, that's more for just keeping track of my flight logs and stuff. Here we go. I have seen a couple of streamers that have been able to change like the color of their internals and stuff, and apparently that is some kind of mod. That seems really cool. I need to look into that because I would like to change the internals a little bit, get some cool colors. Not that you know, nothing against you, Orange, but I saw enough of this doing Final Fantasy 14 in P3S rating. It's like the exact same color of orange. I could really stand to change it up a little bit. Right, no, shaky. All right. Bologna was very interesting. Trying to leave Jacques Station. It's so busy there. It's so busy, even in solo mode. I don't know how many times I had to like turn right back around and redock because I'd hit like an Orca or a Beluga liner trying to leave the station. Even on auto dock, it was just constantly bumping me into things and taking down my shields on my Annie. It was very cool being that far out in space and seeing that much activity, even if it's just NPCs. It was very cool. You know, I would like for future updates, assuming that the game can keep picking up like that. It seems like this new update's really kind of revitalized interest. I'd like to see even more come in and play with us. I'd like to see more like deep space outposts. I'd like to see more colonization efforts like way out there. You still gotta travel out there, but at least you don't have to sit out there all alone for years at a time, right? Like you've got stations that you can get back to. The DSSA is already kind of doing that, so might as well just expand on what they're doing and give us an opportunity, right? By the way, I've been doing some more adjusting and everything, just some housekeeping here for the channel. Been doing some adjustment with like the audio levels and everything. I've noticed, I don't know why, ever since I stripped the cord of my mic not too long ago and had to buy a new one, the audio for the voice seems a little bit low. I've hopefully got it fixed, but you know, let me know if it's too loud, too soft, if it's clipping too much. I'm constantly, you know, fiddling with it, trying to get the right adjustment on the noise gate and all of that, but yeah, you know, same with the music in the background. This is from White Bat Audio, by the way, so thank you very much to White Bat over on YouTube for providing a lot of free music for us content creators. All of you license-free artists out there really save us. We really appreciate it. So thanks to White Bat Audio. This is the horror sci-fi playlist, which I don't really think this is necessarily a I don't think this is necessarily a horror game, but I figured if we did end up doing some Thargoid stuff, I guess that counts. I think it was Regal Vision. Yeah. Hey, someone's here and he's going to try and interdict me. We'll see how this goes in a high security system against a cutter. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I have been playing the game a lot, so there's a lot of things that I can and cannot stream. You know, usually we've got some spec ops and stuff going out in other systems, so we got to be a little careful with some of that. in terms of what I show on camera. So yeah, but along those lines, I have been using the Corvette a lot. It really sucks moving that thing around the bubble. Most of the time, it's literally cheaper for me to bring out my Dolphin, go to a station, and then have them ship it to me. Yeah, it costs like 3 million a piece, but it's much, much easier. But I have really, really enjoyed it. Now that I'm slowly figuring out the combat and feeling a little more confident, especially now that I got those, I think they're grade 3 right now, dirty drag drives. Definitely a lot more fun. I have had some issues though doing CZs. Like, I only do low intensity CZs. I'm not confident enough to be able to do mediums, and definitely not highs yet. I need to do some more engineering for that. But I have had some issues where, like, I will get 3 or 4 NPCs attacking me out of nowhere. And it's like, usually what I try doing is I look and see who's being attacked by friendly forces and then try helping them out. But for whatever reason, I don't know if they're new spawns or what, and it's just my friendlies aren't helping me out at all. Thankfully, I haven't lost the vet in any of those situations yet. It's gotten pretty close, like way too close for comfort. I did the last CZ that I did, I had to learn real fast how to do a reboot and repair because they knocked out my FSD. And yeah, I don't know what the deal is with it. It doesn't happen all the time. Most CZs are really not too bad. Most CZs, I don't get a bunch of enemies piled on me. And that's the thing, is like, none of the mobs in there are very difficult for me on their own. I just don't know why I'm getting 4 or 5 of them tagged on me at any given time out of nowhere, especially when I have not attacked them. Right, like I'm all gimbaled, so it should only be attacking whatever I've got targeted. But you know, it's a minor thing. Sometimes it keeps me awake, right? Like, oh, I actually have to fight now, right? But it is a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying the CZ stuff. You know, the squad that I'm in, we're kind of curious what's going to happen with update 19. You know, I think they seem pretty confident that nothing is going to happen in regards to the BGS stuff that we are doing, or like what exactly owning a system does. But who knows? I mean, if it really is going to be a big power play update, then, you know, they could be adding something to it. Already said that they want to do something a little bit more PvP focused, so that might have something to do with it. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. As far as we can tell, there's really not much of a point to owning a bunch of systems. We just like owning a bunch. But in terms of what you actually get from it, like, it's not like we can set the taxes in a system, or, you know, any of the crazy stuff that you probably remember from Eve, if you played Eve. It's really just maybe having a little bit more convenient trading options. Like, that's, as near as we can tell, that's really about it. So we'll just have to wait and see how all of that goes. All right. Let's see what we got. Okay. So what did my trade route on an RSA? So about 13.4 is what they recommended. Okay. So that's about what we got. So it seems like it's fairly accurate. You know, give or take a couple 100,000, which I'm not really all that worried about. All right, picking up the cobalt, moving back, back to it. Here we go. I just I'm so close to another billion, and it's not even necessarily for the fleet carrier. I mean, obviously everyone wants a fleet carrier. I'd love to have one of my own. And, you know, a little bit of leeway to actually upkeep on it. But for the most part, it just gives me some breathing room so I can maybe get some other ships, try other aspects of the game, right? Buy a second Corvette maybe, and that will be my mining Corvette. Let's see. Who do I even still need? Okay, so I got the 50 classified scan databanks. I need to head to Ramtar at some point. Ramtar. I think they say they pronounce it Ramtar in and the Galnet stuff. But yeah, you know, I need to try my hand at mining, if for no other reason than the materials. And I feel like everyone says the Corvette is probably the best way to do it. Corvette's kind of wild, like they can kind of do whatever you want with it. And back we go. But yeah. You know, I might even get another Annie. We'll see. Fit that out for some combat. Do some AX stuff or something. I haven't decided. But yeah, it is, you know, just that leeway. 1 billion always seems like a very nice round number where you can kind of do anything that you want to do without getting uncomfortably low, right? You can definitely... The last time that I came back from a big exploration trip, you know, I had 1 billion. And then by the time I bought all of my ships and everything, I was back down to like 300 mil. And that's getting a little spicy. That's getting a little spicy once you're talking about rebuy costs or, you know, accidents and that kind of thing. But 1 billion, you know, you got that leeway. Nice. I am a tycoon now. Hooray. I can't think of any situation where I'm going to use those decals. But yeah, you know, speaking of decals, stuff like the AX stuff, I would like to help out with taking down a Titan and, you know, do my 1 damage to the heart or whatever. But obviously, I'm probably going to need to outfit an actual ship for that. So, you know, that'll be another, you know, something small. Probably another 200 to 300 million. And by the time I'm done with it, you know, get it completely set up. Maybe a little cheaper. I'm more worried about like the power plants and stuff. Yeah, I've been getting this bug a lot, where even if you're facing it, it like doesn't want to auto engage. I don't know. I think it has something to do with the boost, because it seems like it happens more like as I'm coming down from a boost. But outside of that, like, I don't know what it is. You just gotta realign yourself, like point away for a second. It's just kind of annoying, you know. So, but yeah, you know, it's been a few days since I've streamed. So for you guys that do follow, again, either here, YouTube, wherever it happens to be. Again, my main channel is over on YouTube, so if you do enjoy the content, if you want to see me playing a lot of other games, that is the primary channel over there. But yeah, like and subscribe. Follows are always welcome on either platform. I'm trying to do a little bit more here on Twitch. But yeah, you know, make sure and head over there. And yeah, you know, we've got a few days off this week. I said that last week, and then things kind of happened. I'm still waiting to hear back from my artist, see if she has done any more work when it comes to the line art for the new model. So I'm no longer using this free from booth model, right? Still no luck. It's been, I don't know, I'm getting kind of worried. It's been 2 weeks since I sent my last email, and almost a month and a half since she sent the sketches. So, you know, I'm getting kind of worried. I mean, normally, I mean, I said it would take probably about 3 months start to finish is kind of what my expectations were. But she quoted me a lot shorter than that, so I don't know. It wouldn't be a big deal. It's just, I don't have a lot of money. So I want to make sure that that I'm not just giving it away to someone, right? There we go. You know, even just an update being like, hey, you know, sorry, this is taking a little bit longer than I would expect. You know, it might be a 3-month wait. Now, I'm cool with that. Like, that's not a problem. I just want to make sure that I wasn't scammed. Like, that's the only thing I'm worried about, right? But you know, aside from that, you know, there's still other stuff going on that I'm working on behind the scenes with new logos and backgrounds and doing a little bit of music recording and that kind of thing. So there might be a couple of other weeks here and there where I don't stream nearly as much as I would like. But it is all for the channel. And yeah, you know, this week I am hopefully going to be doing a little bit more. FF8 I think is probably going to be the big one. We might even do a couple of streams of that this week over on YouTube. I really want to get through it. I want to move on to FF9. It's FF8 is just not very good. There's just no nice way of putting it. Like, it looks fine for a PS1 era game, but it's just not very good. It's not my favorite so far. But I have been in a Final Fantasy mood lately. We will probably do an FF14, just kind of hang out and chill stream. I need to make sure that my house isn't going to be put back on auto demo, because we haven't played that in a while. And with FF7 Rebirth and everything coming out lately, yeah, I've just been on an FF7 kick, or just an FF kick, just a Final Fantasy kick. So yeah, we'll hop back in there, have some fun, try and vaguely remember how to play. It's been a while. I feel like my red mage is not going anywhere anytime soon. That I've pretty much got on lock. But I want to get my Amaro mount, and I gotta remember how to tank, so there's that. But yeah, you know, I've just been trying to think of some other games to play, something a little bit new. You know, I was watching some people play Helldivers, and it seemed kind of interesting, but I just don't think it's my kind of game, especially if I don't have a ton of other people to play with. I don't know, like wave-based, essentially turret defense games are just, they've never really been my kind of thing. The closest that you'll probably ever get to that for me is probably Deep Rock Galactic. I do like Deep Rock Galactic a lot. Yeah, Helldivers too, it's just, yeah, I didn't really see a ton that made me like want to go out and buy it. But yeah, I could be convinced, I guess. But we've still got a lot of games on the backlog to get through too. Obviously, you know, we're doing the entire Final Fantasy collection, right? All the mainline titles over there. But you know, I floated around the possibility of Like a Dragon, the first one. I want to play the first one before I get into Ishin. But there's that. There's, I don't know, Persona 3. I really love Persona 5. I'm just kind of worried when it comes to any Persona game, because Persona 5 was so long, way longer than I expected. And yeah, if we do that, that's like, we gotta dedicate ourselves to that. That's going to be a long-term project. There we go. But I did really like it. Persona 5 might be one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. So, you know, I never know how to feel about going from a later entry into the series to an older one. Because usually things are more refined in the later ones, right? Usually less BS. But with these all being remakes and remasters, and now I don't know. Now they're just confusing me. All right, off we go. How are we holding up? Tycoon. Okay. We're about 70 million out. We're probably not going to do that on stream. I'm not going to run the same trade route for 4 hours or whatever, right? I won't subject you guys to that. But at least we are making progress. I might bring my dolphin over. And yeah. We might go out and do some combat or something. No, I honestly don't even think my squadron cares if we do some CZs on stream or anything. And it's not like you couldn't look up most of this stuff anyways on Inara. Like, oh, hey, they've got a war in this system. I wonder what's going on there. But, you know, I'm still fairly new. I don't want to be the new little froggy that's, you know, messing up our spec ops or whatever. for all that they matter, right? If this was Eve, that would be a whole different situation. That would be that's black box stuff. All right. So yeah, we'll make our way back. I mean, that was an easy 25 million or whatever, like really nothing to worry about. I just kind of want to get into the Corvette. The old CGV Ozark. It's me. I'm the guy that tries hard when it comes to naming his ships. Like I want actual ship names or something that sounds like it would be an actual ship name. Like my exploration ships are all kind of, you know, pretty explorer-y, right? And then yeah, you've got the CGV Ozark, which sounds like I don't know if the USS Ozark is an actual ship, but it does sound like it would be an aircraft carrier, right? Doesn't it? I mean, worse comes to worse. Maybe I should just go on up there. Where is Ramtar? We need to take a look, see how far away it is. If it's not too far, I might go over there and just get him unlocked. I don't know. Like I don't want to pin a blueprint if I have to. There we go. Like I don't want to pin a blueprint if I have to be there anyways to unlock ranks, right? But if he's not too far away, I really wouldn't mind 110 light years. So that would be like, what? 10 jumps, maybe 9 in my vet. That might be what we need to do. That might be the next mission. Maybe head up there, get him unlocked. Because I think I've got the 50 classified data banks. Let's take a look here. Classified scanned, yeah. So we've got enough. It is a little laggy. Yeah. Not much I can do about it. I mean, I could lower the settings a little bit. I'm playing on Ultra, which doesn't play too well with VTube Studio. But you know, the past few times I've streamed this, it really hasn't had too many problems. So yeah, we'll just hope for the best. If it gets a little frame rate stutter, like I'm not one of those guys that really has to be like, it's under 60 FPS, I can't play this. It's fine. We'll be okay. Most of it'll be lost in translation by the time it gets through Twitch buffering anyways, right? Alright, now how far out am I from my vet? See, that's the other thing, is I'm already like 6 jumps away from the vet. So it could be a little bit further out to him by the time we get there. That's cool. We'll make do. The only downside is I think, if I was reading right, his engineer workshop does not have universal cartographics anymore. Maybe it does. That always makes it a little bit easy. That's how I did Felicity. It's just coming back from, you know, a trip 15k out. Just turn that in there. Instant 5 ranks. Cool. Why not? You know, I see a lot of, I don't know. This game is very odd like that sometimes. See a lot of people in the community. They get, you know, people love this game. And with the stuff like the Thargoid stuff, it's a lot of fun and it feels great to be part of the community. And then there's other parts of it where it's just kind of annoying, right? Like it has those people, right? It has those players everyone clamoring over themselves to be the smartest one in the room, right? And, you know, I see every now and then people just bringing up topics in Twitch or whatever. Not even asking questions, but bringing up just, you know, talking about specific things. And then immediately there's like those, well, actually, guys, actually, this is the most efficient way to play if you are a brand new player. And it's like, bro, you know what I did? I got a little adder, started immediately yeeting myself out of the bubble and came back with like 300 million. And boom, brand new ships, even further exploration. Congratulations, no barrier for entry at all. So yeah, if you want to do quick and easy Felicity engineering, just like go scan some planets. There you go. That's all you really got to do. There's nothing that more complicated about it, because she does have universal cartographics. There's no barrier for entry. You just get a cheap, decently long-range ship, smack a detailed surface scanner on it, and go have fun. And a fuel scoop, if you'll want a fuel scoop. You don't have to, but you're probably going to want to. But I mean, I think you can even scan here in the bubble if you really want to do it easy. In fact, I think I didn't do the Road to Riches, but I think that's what the Road to Riches loop is. It's mostly systems in the bubble, if I remember right. But yeah, it's really not too bad. Here we go. Yeah, I was watching, who was it, RBG Emma earlier this morning. She's the one that I was watching. I was like, man, this looks really cool. So that's what made me decide to go do those passenger missions. But yeah, it was just, you know, she's obviously knows what she's doing. She's an elite partner, and she's like, you know, defeating these hydras and stuff in a wing out over Garrett's arsenal. And like people in chat were still trying to, well, actually, the discussion. It's like, bro, I know how to use Google. It's, you know, there's literally nothing you're saying right now that you couldn't just do a quick Google search and already have like a bunch of Reddit threads and guides and that kind of thing all ready to go. So you just kind of got to roll with it. I feel like it just kind of comes with the territory of being a space sim. Just get the spreadsheet nerds out there. And it's not like I don't deal with them in other MMO rating, right? You know, we got plenty of the spreadsheet guys in Final Fantasy 14 if you're wanting to do Savage rating, but it's kind of got to do your own thing. You know, if you know how to do your own research, it's really not too bad. Where? Oh, I'm way further out than I thought. Okay. Well, I didn't realize I was like that far away. Oh, that's not that bad. 7 jumps. We can do it. You can get it done. I've got a scoop. It's kind of odd being an explorer complaining about the number of jumps I have to take, isn't it? I think it just comes down to the mindset that you have when you're trying to find cool unexplored things and getting cool screenshots versus, yeah, I need to be somewhere, right? I was really booking it back from Colonia. I really only stopped for a couple terrestrial water worlds. And that was really about it. And even then, I had a pretty low bar for when I would skip it. Like, oh, it's more than 2K light year or 2K light years. Yeah, that's not happening. And the worst part is I didn't even make it. I tried so hard to get back in time to watch the explosion, and I still didn't even make it. One of those things where I was up really late the night before, and I know that if I had stayed up a little bit longer and gotten a few more jumps in, I probably could have done it. But that's okay. There will be 7 more opportunities to sit and watch the explosion. Get your decals. It's fine. We'll just have to, you know, have fun with it as it comes up. Ugh. All right. Yeah, I saw some people that were complaining, I guess, in another streamer's chat that they didn't get enough of a heads up and about this, and like I don't really keep up to date all that much with like the Elite live streams and stuff. But like even I knew that like update 18 was coming out and was apparently going to have like a lot of kind of wild Thargoid stuff in it, right? I feel like it didn't take that much research to hear about it. So like, yeah, no no shit you're gonna complain about it if you were way out of Beagle Point and then waited until the day before to get back here in time, right? Like you had how many big warnings about update 18 leading up to it, plus the time that it took to actually take down the Titan. Well, I guess to be fair, it did go down pretty fast, surprisingly fast. But still, like, you had time. Like, don't wait until the night before to start making your run back. What are you even doing out there without having, like, a fleet carrier prepared, right? If you wanted to make it back to the bubble in a short amount of time. Now, I will say, I do have a little more sympathy for the people that were trying to get back via fleet carrier. I saw that some of the wait times for actual launching was like reaching up to an hour per jump in some of those cases. And it's like, yeah, you're doing your best, but there's just nothing you can do about that, right? Like that's on the Elite servers. But yeah, everyone else, what what were you doing? You had time. Yeah. Maybe they were just so disillusioned they didn't think it would be as cool as it was. Like, oh, it's just an FDev update. Like, I don't know. That is probably the one downside that I've had so far to being in the squadron. Like, I really love these guys. They're very cool, very chill. Just, you know, enjoying our space game. But I've noticed that there is definitely not just in the squad, but just across Elite in general, just this very, I don't know. There's a lot of cynicism towards FDev and that kind of thing. And I've talked about it in other streams before, but I feel like a lot of the cynicism, like, I don't know if it's entirely warranted at all. Like, they were trying to tell me some stories earlier, and some of it was like, yeah, that was kind of stupid, right? They were talking about the dangerous games or whatever, and like FDev saying that everything was fine, and then it turned out that they had not put in a clue or something like that. Like, yeah, that's pretty dumb, right? I don't know. I feel like a lot of the cynicism just comes from like I don't know, just have you not played other video games before? Like, I don't get it. Like, there's really a lot of things that I see complained about that that really aren't really all that much different in other games. So it's just kind of, yeah. I don't know. I prefer to try and be positive about it. Right? Like, I'm having a lot of fun with the game. I know I'm not a salty vet. I guess maybe if you have been playing it for like 8 years or whatever, then it might feel a little bit different. But personally, like, I'm having a great time. I mean, I've only got what, 3 weeks of playtime in the game so far. I bought it during Steam Winter Sale. So it really has not been a whole lot of time. But there's definitely just a lot of content, and I'm enjoying the space stuff. The engineer grind, like, that doesn't really feel all that bad, honestly. So yeah, it's you know, you got to make your own fun with it. You got to do your own thing. All right, how far out are we? We're almost there. Don't worry. We can go and play around in the Corvette for a little while. I'm really kind of disappointed that there's not a starport with a large pad. Help with the Thargoid stuff right now. I really had fun with those passenger missions. I really did. It was just so intense. Like, I've done passenger missions. That's basically what I spent my time in Colonia doing. But, yeah, it's just a whole other level when the Thargoids are involved and everything is firing down on you while you're trying to get out. Like, it really does feel like a Warzone evac. It's pretty intense. And like, I had loaded up with so many heat sinks, had my caustic sink, that I really didn't have any space left over to buy the disruptor, right? Like, I was using most of those heat sinks, but once you take into account like leaving the planet, getting interdicted in hyperspace, all of that other stuff, like I couldn't get rid of any more heat sinks than I already did. So I just didn't have enough room for the pulse disruptor. So I'd be like trying to leave the planet, and then all of my systems get shut off. And thankfully, none of them took that as an opportunity to attack. I don't know if it was just because I was in open or what, but they were very distracted at the time. But yeah, I mean, it's intense, and it's not like a short shutdown either. Like, you were down for a good, what, 10, 15 seconds waiting for your ship to come back online, and you cannot do anything. You don't, like, your controls are even completely blacked out. That was the first time I had ever experienced anything like that. And I guess that's just, you know, that's just normal Thargoid things, right? So yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then, of course, you got the passengers, right? I kind of liked getting the little messages from them, but I'll be honest, I don't need like 9 or 10 at a time. You can just send me a couple. But then you get the VIPs who are like, actually, could you drop me off at this other system? Like, buddy. Oh, you ungrateful little shit. But you know, he was paying me 50 million. He'll be happy with wherever I dropped him off. He really needed out of Garrett Arsenal. If you're already paying me 50 million, like, I'm not going out of my way for an extra 30,000 creds. Like, it's just not happening. I always felt bad about the passengers that got ejected too. Like, I don't know any of them. They're just nameless passengers, but you get those messages. And then at the end, as you approach the rescue ship, you get all the ones that are like, it's not all of us made it, but we're glad we did. Thank you for your help. It's just really annoying anytime the passenger's like ejected, because you get spammed with a ton of messages. The mission update status. Like, bro, I'm not going back for them. They're gone. There ain't no way. I don't even have any guns on this ship. Think I got room for limpets in here? And if they want me to put limpets on, then, you know, I could take up their passenger. I can take up their passenger cabin if they want to trade. All right. Where do I gotta go to for Ramtar? Where I only was paying attention to the distance. Probably need to be better about that. Mean. See, it's a lot farther out now. Now we just like doubled our time. That's fine. We ain't got anything else going on today. I've been streamed for a week, so we'll make up for it. I just hope my voice holds up. Last time I went a while, you saw what happened. Yeah, I need might lay a few dollars down for some more arcs. Now that I have a good idea of what ships I'm using and which ones are just kind of there as options, I do kind of want a couple extra skins. Yeah, I'll be able to buy a lot more eventually, but man, I really want something for the Ozark. I think the Corvette is just such a cool looking ship. It's just kind of a It's kind of a sad state of affairs just to keep it in gunmetal black. At least put some racing lines on it or something, right? Well, we'll switch it up. We'll see how many jumps it is. I'm guessing it's going to be about 17. Just a rough estimate. I need to make sure to put back my fuel scoop and all of that too. You know, once I actually get there, I might see if they have an actual spaceport, and I might just shuttle over my Dolphin and just shuttle the vet back and forth. That might be easier, but I do want to go ahead and land there just to see what my options are for their stuff. I think Ramtar only does grade 3 on some of these, but I'm not entirely sure. I legit don't even know if he does armor. It's not that big of a deal if he doesn't, but I'm too lazy to check Inara and Wiki right now. Here we go. Bring it up. Bring up that bad boy. Yeah. My bad. I love it. Not my Annie. It's not the Cloud Kicker. Cloud Kicker is kind of my iconic ship, but I do like my vet. All right, where were you, Fuel Scoop? I think that's all I needed. I mean, I can switch out for the kill warrant scanner. Let's see. It gives me a little bit extra range. Not a ton. You know, a little bit. Enough to keep me alive, right? Enough to keep me going. Let's see. I'll put it onto a fire group. Actually, I think I have it over here. Ah. There we go. Little better. All right. I got to go to mean, right? Let's go ahead and plot this out. I'm gonna take a quick like 5-minute break, get some more coffee, and then we're gonna start making our way there. Yeah, 260. 19. I was close. Got a couple extra jumps in there, but that's fine. We'll be okay. I mean, worst comes to worst, when it comes to other things, we can always do some passenger missions like at one of the other Titans. But right now, Legong is kind of the big one, right? So, we'll just play around, see how it goes. Who knows? Maybe Mean has some resource extraction sites or something that we can blow up some people on. But yeah, give me like 5 minutes. We are going to go and to get some more coffee, and then we'll start making the jump. All right. Little shorter than I thought. But we'll be fine. Want to go ahead and get back into here to it. See, get this long road started. It won't be too bad since I got the fuel scoop, but you know, 19 jumps is 19 jumps. Not much I can do about it. I guess I could unload all of these like whole reinforcements and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like if I'm going to be taking out a Corvette somewhere, I might as well, you know, take out the Corvette. Never know. You never know. Some little Cobra Mark II might have big dreams that we need to crush. I don't know. He said, it's not like we got anything else going on or planned for the stream today. It's fine. And you know what? That's 19 more systems that we can scan in and use for universal cartographics. Again, I don't know if his station has any or not, but it'll be worth a shot. Might as well look. All right. And we'll see if it still has this issue with my vet. It could just be something with the cutter. I don't know what's going on with it. Yeah, I don't know. Just very weird. I mean, it wouldn't be a patch without a couple of bugs introduced to it, I guess. They fix one, and then another starts. It's really not a big deal. Since it only seems to happen when I'm leaving a station, like that's not... There we go. Like that's not really too much of an issue. It would be a little bit different if we were dealing with, you know, trying to high wake out of a combat zone or something, right? Last main fuel star before exhausted. Well, that's not a good sign. Do we at least have some ports on the way or something? Is he really like out there? Well, only one way to find out, and that's to move forward. Let's go. Not gonna lie, it's a little scary. It's a little scary to see that message one jump into our 19 jumps. I mean, I can go and manual plot it. It's not that big of a deal if I have to. It's just, you know, it's just vaguely annoying. I was honestly kind of surprised at how few ship skins the Corvette had for being the big federal ship, right? Like, it's got a fair amount, like, number-wise, but a lot of them are kinda basic ones that you can get on a lot of the other ships, too, which is a little weird. Like, I expected it would have quite a few more with, like, big glowy bits and that kind of thing. And there were a couple on there that they really don't look that much different. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see them introduce more ships. It just seems like, you know, if they're really concerned with, like, money and that kind of thing, it just seems like one of the easiest ways for FDev, you know, boost up the old ARC spies a little bit more, right? I am still debating on whether or not I'm going to be getting Odyssey. Now that it's on sale, I am kind of debating. Oh, I'm still not entirely sold on it, but I don't necessarily hate the idea either. It's just, do I really want to do exobiome? Like, I know the payouts are good, especially when you're out in the black as long as I normally am. But is it going to slow down my exploration? I'm so close to having 4,000 systems discovered, like new systems. God knows what my actual total scans are, right? But I feel like doing exobio and trying to land on the planets with my Annie and stuff, like I feel like that would make it take so much longer, right? So I'm just very on the fence about it. All right, what do we got here? Okay, we're gonna cancel that. Like, why are we in a brown dwarf field out here? What's going on? What's the deal? Can I get over here to Yuming? Easy enough. Oh wait, she's one of ours. Yeah, we can just head over there. Nice. And it's one of our systems. Maybe make a stop at the old frog port while we're on the way. Actually, come to think of it, I don't know if we had any ports with large here. All right, where there? Zooming. I almost feel like that would even be faster than sitting here waiting for the scoop. All right. Hey, we do have Zendock. That's nice. All right, mean. We're making our way. Slowly but surely. Thankfully, the scoop on this thing's it's a pretty hefty little beast. For how big of a ship the Vet is, you'd think it would take a little bit longer. Like, the Cutter takes forever. Now, the Cutter does have a lower grade fuel scoop, I think. Nothing compared to the Orca. Like, I put just a little 2A fuel scoop on the Orca just to, like, top it up a little bit, but it takes so long that I don't even know if it's worth it for what I'm doing with it. Like, I don't know, I might buy another Dolphin and just outkit that. It won't get me nearly as many passengers as a Python, but it is much faster and much colder. So I feel like for Thargoid ops and trying to take down a little bit of those ticks, it might not be a bad idea. Like, honestly, yeah, the group passenger missions are nice. You can make 5 to 7 million on just one of those. But it's really the VIPs where the big money are, and you don't even really need a ton of cabins for that. You just need really just one, and you're pretty much good to go. Yeah, some of those VIPs, I mean, they're paying 40, 50 million to get off those rocks. I feel like it'd be much easier with my Dolphin too. The Orca was fun. It's very fast, but it's definitely not as nimble. Like, you can definitely tell compared to the Dolphin. I bet the Dolphin getting in and out is a lot of fun. Trying to land on those. Oh, okay. All right, now we're moving around with the synth wave. All right, now it feels like we're actually fighting in space, doesn't it? Need to play around a little bit more with trying to make some synthwave stuff. The problem with the music that I've been doing is, you know, if you've watched my guitar streams over on YouTube, it's a lot of very mid 80s thrash. I haven't really tried making any synthwave stuff. The drums, like, I know everyone likes to joke at Lars, right? But like, if I'm trying to do a cover of Trapped Under Ice and doing all of that with a drum machine, yeah, I'll take Lars's drum track. I'll take Lars's drum track over that any day. Trying to do that manually is rough. now I feel like we're moving at a good pace here. All things considered. Right. All right. Okay, where are you? Here we go. Finally. All right. Yeah, you know, like I was saying, I'm always looking for some new games and stuff. I don't know. Like, I really have no problem streaming this a lot more than I am, because I'm definitely playing it a lot more than I'm streaming it. But it's one of those VTuber problems, right? We don't really know how the algorithm works, but I guess YouTube just really doesn't like it when you do so many games in a row. And obviously, I'm a variety streamer, so if you are new to the channel, you know, this is definitely one of my favorite games right now. But I do a little bit of everything, right? So I don't want, you know, don't come in thinking that I'm just an elite streamer. I'm definitely not. But we want to have some fun with a good variety of games out there. Yeah, just trying to find those other things. But yeah, you know, if you like the discussions and hanging out with us, again, like, follow, subscribe. Westzor on pretty much all platforms. Most of my big updates and posting are going to be on Blue Sky nowadays, but you can definitely find me over at the X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, to at least to get updates on when I'm actually going live, right? But yeah, we do a little bit of everything. My main game, of course, is Final Fantasy XIV. I love you, Elite Dangerous, but once Dawn Trail comes out, you're going to be forgotten about. You're going to be memory hold for a short while I have fun in Dawn Trail. But yeah, we're doing a complete playthrough of every mainline Final Fantasy game. That's like been the big project for the past couple of years at this point. Even back when I was a flesh tuber, you can still see all of that old content there. Guitar streams every now and then, and yeah, just kind of playing whatever sounds good at the time. I really wanted to play Home Stars, but I guess that's a PS5 exclusive. They don't have any plans to port it to PC. That's a little disappointing. Yeah, and what is with all of the Towery stars over here? I really have no idea what's going on with this. Like, I'm used to the dwarf field that's over on the other side of the bubble. Over near my home base. You know, I have Edini as my home base. And usually yeet myself out into the black over from that side. But, yeah. There's a lot of them over here. Am I even in the bubble anymore? Or is Ramtar out there a little bit? He might be out there a little bit. And another one. Wow. Still 8 jumps to go. Oh, I need to reroute again. Trianguli. Some of the sector names are pretty funny. Still hard to beat the just the massive sea of blue stars that I found up near the Galactic Center. It was called the Blue Sector. Well, you know, we never said that FTF was the most creative of teams. On pet, okay. And a brown dwarf, wow. Well, at least this one might have some stations I can land on. We'll just have to take a look. It could be a low pop mining community or something, and that only has outposts, but I don't think I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it all the way without fueling up again. But I definitely think for the trip back, I'm just gonna go ahead and bring my dolphin over. All right, let's head on in. Little pit stop, it's fine. I hope everyone's having a good Monday out there, having a good time. Start to the work week. I will be working tomorrow, so unfortunately no stream. It's going to be a long shift. I don't know what the deal is this week, but it'll be an all-day kind of thing. But then we got several days off. I don't think I work again until maybe Saturday, Friday or Saturday. I'll have to take a look. So you know, we'll be filling up most of the week with some stuff to do. There we go. But yeah, it's been pretty chill here. I've been trying to watch a few more K-dramas, some new ones. I just really needed some new shows to watch. I'm out. I have nothing else going on. So yeah, I'm watching Beauty Inside, which is a lot of fun. It's about a girl who once a month, she's an actress, and once a month she changes into another person, just completely at random, right? It's like a werewolf, and she falls in love with a man who cannot recognize faces. You know, I can't remember, paraplegia or something like that. You know, Brad Pitt's got it. So yeah, it's been pretty interesting so far. I'm not like as in love with it as I have been with other shows like Backstreet Rookie and Alchemy of Souls, but it is good. It's just the lead guy, I don't know, he's kind of a jerk. Like, he's not a very likable guy so far. Usually K-dramas do a little bit more to endear you to someone early on in the season, but they haven't really done that with him so far. He's kind of an ass. But I like the lead actress. She's really good, and all of the other actresses playing her throughout the show. It is definitely an interesting concept. And so yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying it. It's definitely worth watching. But it's not as good as some of the others. I need another one that just really just kind of blows me away, right? More than anything else. How am I gonna get there? We might be skimming real close here. Gotta double check that we're not gonna run into the exclusion zone. Ooh, that's close. That's close. We're gonna move it out just a little bit here. Slow boat it around. There we go. That's a little more tolerable. Come on. Out of that gravity well. All right, we should be fine. I hope. I mean, the vet can take it. It's just I'm also very lazy. But yeah, you know, I'm just looking for some new shows. I'm looking for some new, you know, manga and stuff to read too. Like all of the manga that I normally read, it's all moved over to Manga Plus, and like, dude, I'm not downloading an app. Like, give me a browser-based version to sign up for. I don't mind making a free account to read this stuff, but I'm not reading manga on my phone. Like, it's not gonna happen. There's so many that I've been dying to catch up on. Yamada-kun level 999. Yeah. Come on. There we go. All right. All of this just for some gas. Watch the Nyx system be another primary star system. Just my luck. Need to take that out anyways. That's cool. Man, this is like, it's like facing the planet too. I gotta find out how to get around this thing just to get back on track. Okay, now the music feels a little too intense for what we're doing right now. There was a time. There was a time and place for it. This is the most intense auto docking that has ever existed in Elite Dangerous. Well, you know, it's trying to play the hype man. I appreciate the effort, music. You've done a good job so far. And bloop. Nice. Nice. Alright, where was I again? Here we go. Excess mass. How many jumps out? What are we? 6? Okay. That's manageable. We could probably even do that on a full tank. It'll be close. It'll be really pushing it. We might have to divert like one extra jump. But I don't think it'll be too bad. Come on. You got this, buddy. I want to believe. Speaking of, am I even still in the bubble? I'm very curious about this. Not pilots, power play. Okay, so we are. He's like just outside. That's about where Edeni is too. Like Edeni is not technically in the bubble, but it's only like one hop out. It's like in that little crevice between two powers. Like I need to find another system, and I know my squad mates have a couple carriers that they're offering up, but I do need to find something a little bit closer to the center just for the sake of making it easier for my fighters. Like I don't mind doing some bubble hopping, that's not a problem. It's when I gotta do this BS that it's a problem. There we go. Come on. All right, let's see if this works again. Okay, see, it's working again. It might be a cutter thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know why sometimes it hangs and sometimes it doesn't. It feels completely random. All right, there we go. All right, now the music's a little. It's back to being thematically appropriate. We did it. Oh my god, these dwarfs. These dwarfs. Oh, they're plotting something. So many of them. They're surrounding me. Oh. Like at least give me a couple dwarfs that have some rings around them, right? At least make them interesting to look at. I'm sorry, bumping things. Alright, Canary sounds like a system that would have some... It would actually have some stations. Hey, look at that. And it's a yellow-orange star. We made it. We made it, everybody. We survived the dwarf fields. I am curious what the power play updates are going to involve. Like, I know my squad mates aren't super concerned about it messing with the BGS stuff, but, yeah, I don't know. Like, it would be nice to have just power play updates. Like, I started doing all of this stuff for, Aisling, so I could unlock prismatic shields. And then, yeah, the Discord was just like, yeah, you just sign up, wait 4 weeks, and then just spam a bunch of money to to get over the limits, and then just do it all at once, buy the shields that you want, never do it again. And yeah, that doesn't seem like the most interesting of gameplays. Like, I don't know. It would be nice if power play actually meant something. Like, I know you get a few unlocks with it, but it just doesn't really feel like it actually means anything for a game where the lore and the story is as important as it is, right? So yeah, it would be nice if you know, it affected some different kinds of the economy. Like, I don't know what the PvP aspect is going to involve. If they're even really as serious about that as they make it sound, who knows? It might just be another option. Like, I'm not a big fan of PvP really in any game, so like I'm not going to be super excited that becomes like a core part of the gameplay. But like it would be nice to have that to kind of encourage people to take part in power play a little bit more. Right. How many more at are we? 2? Okay. So we can do this in 2 jumps. That's fine. We got enough fuel for 2. Yeah, I am just curious what all it's going to involve. It would be nice if there were more rewards or something involved with it. Maybe, I don't know, something that leads to the next ships or something, who knows. But yeah, right now it is very boring. Like I was attempting to fly around, you know, Aisling feed pics brochures. And then yeah, Discord was like, yeah, don't do, there's literally no reason to do that. You're just giving yourself more work for absolutely no gains. And like the fact that it decays by half every week, that's so weird. That's so weird. Like, I don't mind decay systems necessarily, but by half, no matter how many merits you have, like, that's so weird to me. Especially when it doesn't seem like there's really all that many ways to gain a ton of merits at once. Right? Like, yeah, you can throw money to bypass the like the 10 brochure limit or whatever, but like, do you not get a higher capacity as you rank up? Like, that just seems so odd. It just seems so odd that that's even a limit in the first place. I don't hate power play as a concept. Like, I do like the lore of the game. From what little I've been able to glean from Galnet and stuff, like, I've had a lot of fun reading about, you know, some of the background players and what's going on with the Federation and the Imperial Empire and, you know, all of these other things. There we go. All right, Ramtar, where are you? Come on. There we go, Phoenix Base. That's pointed vaguely in the right direction. All right, that's cool. Oh man, he's out there a little ways, isn't he? Wonder if he's gonna have universal cartographics. Like, I don't have nearly enough to automatically rank up rank 5, just scanning whatever planets are on the way, but every little bit's gonna count when it comes to unlocking these engineer ranks. They're just so annoying. So annoying. Ugh. Like, if they were gonna rework anything, like, reworking the engineers would probably be the way to go, in my opinion. Like, make it so that the remote workshop actually does gain you reputation. Because hauling out a 16 light year jumping Corvette all the way out here, it's just, it's not that fun. Especially, like, there aren't that many ships that I can think of that I have that would really benefit from a lot of this, right? Or whatever defenses mean. I don't know if this is going to be armor or not. Probably not, with my luck. But yeah, like, Like, I don't mind as much for the experimental effects because you only have to do that once. So, like, yeah, I guess hauling your way out here might not be the worst thing in the world in terms of an exploration. And hey, you actually need to participate in the bubble activities a little bit. Yeah, the remote workshop not giving rank is just kind of weird. They could even make it so, like, if you do it at the workshop, you get a bit of a bonus compared to the remote. I mean, I know all the min-maxers would have a field day with that. But for us casuals that are just kind of hanging out and trying to do some CZs every now and then or help with the Thargoids, right? As long as it's not balanced around, I guess it wouldn't be too big of a deal. All right, now landing here. That's gonna be another thing. Every time I've come to one of the engineer workshops, it's always kind of a roll of the dice on what I'm gonna get with the planet. Some of them are kind of scary. They're always on the other side. I think that's another thing that kind of annoys me a little bit with like having to haul my ass out here. Is they're always on the other side of the planet. Like, if you're gonna make me come out here, at least point them towards the warp endpoint to the system. I'm digging this for travel music. I like White Bat. White Bat's got some good tracks that they've made over the years. Yeah, see, look at that. Look at that. I gotta, like, crawl my ass away around somehow, some way. Here we go. Of course, it's facing the other planet because why not? Go. All right, then, you know, I just do it the easy way of just yeeting myself straight down. I don't do like gliding around the surface trying to like perfectly get it in. Like, no, we're yeeting myself down so that when it actually hits the drop point, it actually drops me. There we go. I found that much faster than trying to do this the traditional way. There we go. Yeah. Mostly, like, whenever you hit glide, like, it automatically sends you around at 2,500 per second. It's way too fast for some of these ships. It's just easier with auto dock to automatically stop it. And yeah, you might have to slow boat it a little ways for the rest of the trip, but I definitely prefer it to trying to pull myself up and get myself to stop the glide. It's one of the reasons I held off so long on doing like rescue missions and stuff, is just because it's so scary for me landing on planets. I'm just not that great at it. Here we go. This is kind of curious. Is he in a crater? Let's turn on night vision. I've never turned on night vision. There we go. I mean, I'm in my battleship. It'll be fine. Now that I actually have boost. My Annie does not have any boost capabilities. The power distributor's too small, too lightweight. That's like an extra 0.3 light years I get from that. I gotta take those things into consideration. Turn on the external lights too. There we go. I'm kind of worried because the surface is so much closer than Phoenix Base is. Like, that's why I'm kind of worried if it's in a crater or something. Hard to tell. We'll pull it up a little bit. So, you know, I'm right over it, and then I can point myself back down. That's fine. All right. It's slow going. You got to do what you got to do. So we get a cool eclipse planet to look at while we do it. There you go. There's your screenshot. Come on, buddy. Come on, you got this. I know you can do it. All right. That should be good enough now. Take a look here. Yeah. I'm just so confused by what's going on. Okay. Now see, now the surface changed. I don't know how this thing reached topography. But that's kind of a weird jump. There we go. There's our night vision. That's what I needed. Yeah. Making good time. Not as bad as Felicity's. Farseer base is, it's a thing that exists. I guess we can put it that way. All of this, and he's not even going to do anything with armor. All I saw was defenses and limpets. Which, I mean, I guess I can do stuff with the limpets. That's not the worst idea in the world. With how much I've been using them lately, just for material gathering, I could probably stand to do a little bit of upgrading with them. I don't know what yet, but something. I don't even know what the limpet upgrades are. I haven't looked really at the engineering for those. But you know, I've gotten plenty of use out of my scanner upgrades, both the kill warrant and the surface scanner. Come on. 7.5. You got this. I wonder if there are upgrades to the advanced docking computer. That'd be nice. I can engineer it so it has a longer range to start. I would not be opposed to that at all. Here we go. Cool. All right, get the view in. Oh. Finally, we made it. There were other stations here, right? I think there were. I think we had plenty of options for places that I can bring my dolphin. Yeah, fully stock. I mean, it's a ways out there, but that might be a little bit faster than trying to haul my butt all the way back to where we started. Especially with those door fields. That's really what I'm worried about, are the door fields. It'll probably be, I don't know, I would guess a 40-minute trip out there. But, you know, if I can do some resource extraction sites while we wait, like I'm not opposed to doing that. All right, let's go ahead, unlock him. Oh, he does have universal. Oh, that's so helpful. That's so helpful. Donate. Yeah. Oh, so he only does point defense and heat sink. Well, that kind of sucks. What are my options? Heatsink ammo capacity. I feel like that would be the way to go, right? Cost of increased reload time and mass. Okay. Uh, reinforced at the expense. Okay, shielded. Passive power draw. Okay. Wow. He just really doesn't have jack, does he? For being the guy that created the nanite torpedoes. Buddy, your engineering is kind of shitty. I'm not gonna lie, you don't really have a whole lot that I can use. What would I even do with any of this? I mean, I can put something on it, I guess. Reinforced, increased mass. The expense of reduced integrity. I mean, if anything is damaging me enough to hurt the integrity, I feel like, I don't know, I'm kind of screwed anyways. So like maybe the lightweight might not be a bad idea for both of them. It at least help my jump range at least a little bit. Make me a little bit lighter for some of those turns and stuff. Like I've never really run into a situation where I felt like I really had to worry about my integrity all that much. Most of the time I have to worry about my integrity, it's really important stuff like my FSD, right? So, well, that helped out a little bit, I guess. So yeah, I don't really know. I don't know which option to go with. And this is really the only one that's even using point defense. In point defense ammo, it's not really an issue. I don't think I have ever in any of my fights run out of point defense ammo. I'm more worried about the mass than anything. Power draw is really not too big of a deal, I guess. Like if this isn't going to affect my actual ammo load, I don't really see much of an issue with it. Like at all. Worst comes to worse, then I switch it up later, right? Like it's just phosphorus. Not like that's really much of an issue. Yeah. Manganese. Wow, manganese, huh? Okay. Sure, why not? Get them leveled up a bit. Right. And what about my heatsink launchers? Wait, now the ammo capacity on this would be pretty nice. Increased reload time. Or shielded. It's fine. So basically this trip was a waste. It's really what I'm feeling here. Like if I need to come back out here for anything else, I could literally just switch up which ship I'm doing this in and just bring it out. I don't think that'll be too much of an issue. Like I don't mind putting a heatsink launcher on my Dolphin or something, making my way out here. Well, okay then. I guess that's that. I didn't even really see if there were even any ring systems out here. If there's no ring stars, then I don't really have anything I can do. Yeah.
Takeoff procedure complete. Clear for departure.
All right. Well, I guess we're slow boating it back. I don't know what else I can do out here. It feels like it was kind of a waste of a trip other than just getting them unlocked in general. Rajganta is another 18 jumps. Hopefully it'll take me a different path this time at least. Right, man, that's the auto dock, like, let's go really low. Here we go. At least the other system's right in my sight line. Oh. All right, off we go then. Yeah, the mass didn't help at all. We're still kind of stuck with a long one, huh? 18 jumps. Did that save me one jump? Is that what that ended up doing? Just barely put me over the line. Well, that's fine. At least I've got a fuel star. Or not. Guess it was a tower star. That's cool. That's fine. This is what I'm used to. This is my life now. Just looking at this circle. If it wasn't for the fact that I was streaming, I probably would have just logged out and brought my dolphin over instead. But you know what? I guess looking at the hyperspace loading screen is technically content. So hey, like and subscribe for these quality missions that we're doing here on the stream. There you go. Let's get this up and running. Man, all of this and I didn't even really get to shoot anything. That's, I think, the most disappointing part of it. I didn't even really get to get anything done. Yeah, if I was gonna put my Corvette to use, I would have liked to at least blown something up. All right, here we go. Entering the old brown field again. Ugh. It's taking me a little bit different path though, so hopefully we'll run into a few more primary stars this time around. I didn't see the message pop up saying it was the last star before we're out of fuel, so that's a good sign. It's already an improvement over the last trip. There we go. And give it a wide berth there. Thankfully, like Toweries, they don't have the big exclusion zone like the dwarfs do. So, like, you can skim them a little bit. You just don't really get anything out of it. Other than, I guess, a little bit of heat. But speaking of, you know, I saw that supposedly you can burn off caustic through fuel scooping, but I couldn't get it to work last night, so I don't know if that's just not a thing. Like, the one time that I failed missions trying to escape the Thargoids and bring passengers out, it was because of caustic. Like, it wasn't because they shot me. Like, it was escaping just fine, but I guess they had one caustic missile that hit, and I couldn't get rid of it. You know, thankfully now I have a caustic launcher. I decided to give up one heat sink for that, but it just seemed very odd, very weird that everyone was saying that you could fuel scoop away the caustic. And I could not get it to work. My little Orca was just sitting there in the heart of a sun, and nothing was working. Yeah, it just ticked me, and it started as like a fairly high amount too. Like I managed to escape with about 70% of my hull intact. Like I had more than enough time, but yeah, it was just slowly draining me while I'm sitting there in the star trying to get it to burn off, and it just wasn't working. So, yeah. If anyone tells you that you can fuel scoop the caustic out, I could not get it to work. But just to be aware if you're going to try and take that method and not get some caustic launchers on your ship. I personally recommend getting a caustic launcher. It's not like it's very hard to do. In the world? Why was that not moving forward? Here we go. Was weird. Here we go. Now am I good? Okay. Bill, what is going on? Why are there so many dwarfs here? Let's go to Cocotees. Oh, that's another dwarf. Alias, then. There we go. You seem friendly. Yeah. There. But yeah, aside from that, I mean, it really wasn't too bad. As long as you've done a little bit of research on what to do, it's really not bad. Like, it's literally just pop a heatsink, boost as fast as you can, and warp out. Like, that's really about it. I guess there was just a brief period, just a very brief period, where I was above 20% heat, and it managed to get a caustic missile off. But, you know, I thought I was far enough away from them where they wouldn't really do much to me at that point. But I was wrong. But once you know what you're doing, it's really not hard to escape the Thargoids. It's definitely scary. You're definitely gotta, like, be on your toes. Not something you can sleep through like this. But it really wasn't difficult in terms of what you, like, the mechanics of how it all works. That's why I'm kind of curious about maybe hopping in and doing a little bit of damage to the heart. I don't know what I'm going to fit yet to do it. I will probably do it in open. I've heard trying to do it in solo is probably a bit much, especially if you're like me and have never actually done Thargoid combat. Like, yeah, I've done the passenger rescue, but it is, you know, combat's a whole other thing, right? And doubly so if you're like me and mostly just gimbal everything. I don't even know if all of the AX weapons have a gimbaled option. They probably don't with my luck. But yeah, you got that to worry about too. But literally, if all you're trying to do is get some arcs, like, you get 100 arcs just for damaging the thing, right? Each time a heart goes down. So basically each time one of those shields goes down, there's really no reason not to. That's what, 700 arcs per Titan minimum? Plus, you know, if you're in the top 10%, you know what you're doing. If you get in the top 10% in damage for each heart, then you get like 400. Maybe there's 8 hearts. I think they said there's a potential of 3,200 total. Which, I mean, that's not... Yeah, that's a nice, a premium skin almost. Especially once you include all the free ones you get every week. I haven't seen if they're doing another Twitch giveaway this month. But, you know, if they end up doing another Twitch giveaway, I think I have drops enabled. Obviously, I'm not an elite partner or anything like that, so... You know, you won't get the cool skins, but yeah, we'll be streaming a little bit then too. Like I said, I don't really have any other games on the list anytime soon. You know, I do want to play Horizon Forbidden West when that comes out on PC, but I still need to beat the first one. So yeah, that's really about it. Everything else comes out this summer. Both, you know, U19 for this, Dawn Trail, a couple of other options out there. All right, Jiris. At least this system should have some stations if I need. We'll take a look at the flight plan, see what's going on with it. I've never really tried economical plating. I've heard that's a little bit better on your fuel. Might give that a go at some point. All right. Come on, get around. We'll take a look, see what this this next system looks like. Oh, still nothing. Wow. Thankfully, Moriarty's pretty close, so just head over there. It's so weird that there's this dwarf field in the middle of the bubble. I guess it helps people get used to the concept, but it's still kind of annoying. There we go. We'll make do somehow or some way. We're about halfway there. Yeah. And the nice thing is, once we get through this field, the second half has a lot more stars, so we don't have to worry about it. Kind of an ominous name, though, Moriarty Horizons. You gotta kind of worry about anyone that's looking up to Moriarty. You can ask Data about that. All right, now there we go. There we go. I didn't know the Super Cruise Assist is actually like 75% slower than if you were doing it manual. So I need to get in the habit of not turning on assist until I'm a little bit closer. I mean, it's not that big of a deal for me. Like, I mostly just kind of play the game. Yeah, just kind of hanging back, chilling out a little bit. You know, when we're streaming and stuff, might make it a little bit easier. And not that I really choose a whole lot of systems where things are super far out anyways. You know? Excuse me. I mean, I guess just for kicks one stream, if I really want to do a Zatsu, then I'll take you out to Alpha Centauri and we can do a 90-minute Zatsu on our way to Hutton Orbital. That is an option. We can do that one day. I've been to Hutton. It was fun. It was all right. But yeah, if you're ever like doing the Fed or Imperial grind, I think it's the Fed grind that was doing it. Like, the Fed grind does have some missions to take you to Alpha Centauri. Never take those. Just so you're aware. Always double check the distance to the mission point whenever you're looking at the mission board. Had a few that I ended up dropping and getting some fines from for not paying attention. Yeah. But, you know, if you're playing the game, if you're new to the game, especially, like, it's kind of a rite of passage to go to Hutton Orbital at least one time in your life. Go and get your mug, your free anaconda. I like that the mugs are apparently like an actual thing that they made. Yeah, mostly for like giveaways and charity streams and that kind of stuff, but yeah. Alright. Got this, buddy. Come on. You can make it. There we go. I am kind of thankful that none of the outposts in the invasion systems that I saw were actual starports like this. Like, I can land on a planet, they're just kind of annoying. I cannot manually land in one of these. I always hit the mail slot. Every single time, without fail. I am so bad at judging. Like, I should try getting out and maybe doing it in free camera. I cannot do it for whatever reason. Once I'm inside, it's not a problem. I'll probably bump into a beluga liner or something like that. As is tradition, because they're everywhere and get in the way, but Yeah, it's just the mail slot is too small. I can't do it. My weakness. All right. There we go. Get back on track here. Well, you know, we landed just for that, but it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. I'm not gonna go out and test the dwarf field. Although, to be honest, it probably would have been faster if I just rerouted to a different star. I never play games for efficiency. If you haven't figured that out by now from watching the channel, I don't know what to tell you. I feel like this is very 9-inch nailsy. You know, I like it. All right. Back on track. Come on. Maybe one day I'll actually get to fight something. There we go. Actually, I do need to double check and see how we're doing over there. I know there have been quite a few different streamers that have been taking on Legong today. So I feel like we're making some good progress. No, it's just waiting every day for the tick to roll over so we get new invasion systems, right? Like, I'm not going to complain about getting it down all the way, but for those of us that are wanting to do stuff other than actually fight the Thargoids, because either we're in solo or, you know, various other reasons, we just have no friends because we're VTubers on the internet. You know, it would be nice if we had more systems going into invasion at the time, just so we have more that we can contribute. But you know, it is what it is, and a lot of it's also just me using an orca, so I'm limited on the pads. You know, if you are one of the chosen Python carriers, you know, you've got options. Although, to be fair, I've never actually landed on a civilian spaceport. That also seems kind of scary. I should probably learn how to do it at least once, just so I have that, you know, have that in the back pocket one day. You never know when it's gonna come in handy. Like now, trying to do Thargoid stuff. Right. Come on. Hey. We made it through the field. I think from here on out we should have plenty of primary stars. I think there's like 1 or 2 dwarves on the way, but, you know, we'll make it. How are we doing? Oh, that's right. I can't look while I'm zoning. Oh, I can. Hey, there we go. All right. About 50 million off. Not too bad. That's doable. Like one very, very rich VIP passenger in the Legong fight. There we go. I don't even really know what I'm gonna do with it. Like I said, it's more just breathing room. But, you know, trying to do this 4 more times, plus probably another 3, just so I have enough to actually keep the thing maintained for a couple of years, right? I haven't even really looked at like Tritium farming or anything. I don't know how that's gonna work out. I don't know how much it takes per jump. I think it's 100. But, you know, I want to make sure that if I do end up getting a carrier, it's a decent carrier. Like, I don't want one of those empty ones where you can't even repair. You know, those guys that haven't logged into the game for 5 years. Like, if I'm going to get a carrier, it's going to be a nice one that people can use. Like, I want something that people can actually make a trip to. Try and find a decent system out there during my my exploration trips, right? And yeah. I don't think I'll be part of the DSSA. I don't even know if commanders can just, like, generally join just on their own. Because it is going to be a carrier that I'm going to be moving around for my own exploration. But I want to make sure that, you know, people know about it so they have a place that they can stop at while they're out there. I don't think I'm going to, like, lead any expeditions or anything. I've thought about joining the 42 expedition that's coming up on EDSM. But yeah, it's just a really bad time to be going out that far. As much as I love exploration, there's just too much that's going on in the bubble. And that expedition is going on, and I think until October. So, like, right in the middle of the Python and the Update 19 coming out. Like, the absolute last time in the world I would want to be outside of the bubble. It'd be good money, though. I can't lie. There'd be some real good money in it. Yeah. Alright, scoop up. I don't even need to stop completely. We'll just slow boat it over. It should fill up most of the way by the time we get out of the star. There we go. For what, 5 jumps out? Yeah. Almost there, guys. I mean, I guess there's a few things that I could do here I really needed. But nah, I'll get back, see what our trade routes are looking like. Yeah. You know, for being a random beginning of the week stream, I feel like we got a little bit done. Not as much as I wanted. We made a little bit of money. And, you know, we got another engineer unlocked. That's probably the bigger progress. I've still got a long way to go. I don't even know what's going on with most of these guys. Dangerous or higher. I'm getting there. Party of Yoru. I guess the easy thing for that is just to go and sell a bunch of exploration data. Probably the easiest way to do it. Like, it's most of the time I think it's cordial that you need, so it's not like a ton. Even if you're just doing missions, it doesn't feel like it's all that much. But it is definitely just fastest, just to throw a bunch of money at them, I guess. I mean, that's another option too. I mean, honestly, what took up most of my last billion was the Fed and the Imperial grinds. You know, doing all of those donations. The Imperials, I didn't need to do them as much. I did a fair amount in the first half just to kind of speedrun it. But the Federation grind, man, that one was awful. I don't know why it's so much harder than the Imperials. It's not like you're really even doing anything all that much different. I was just doing the courier missions. But I don't know if they just give less per mission for the Feds than the Imperials, but it just felt like the Imperial grind was so much faster. Eventually, the feds was kind of nice because I had the chance to actually try a few different kinds of missions. I think that's when I bought my Turtle Lance and actually tried some assassination missions and stuff. That was kind of nice, being able to stack those and learn a little bit of combat. Yeah, it just took forever. Courier missions were nice. Imperial courier missions were just jump between two systems, sometimes jump up to a third. And the third one would give you a bunch of materials too, which was really nice. Like sometimes you would not have a reputation option and you would just have a material option. It's like, all right, if I'm only going to get one little tick of reputation anyways, I might as well get free materials. I am trying to do those a little bit more. Passenger missions were really nice for materials for the Thargoid stuff. I've got a fair amount of rank 5 manufactured and encoded materials just kind of sitting there ready. And it's not like it was really that much of a trade-off either. Like they might cut out maybe 400,000 out of a, $3 million mission, so it really wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, I mean, I'll trade 400,000 for, 3 grade 5 materials. I feel like that's not even really a question. All right. Almost there. All right. Where are you, Converse Ring? We made it home. It was a completely worthless trip, but we made it. We did it, everybody. All right. So once we get there, I think that's going to be it. Gotta be careful with the voice since I haven't streamed in a couple days, but we will be back on Wednesday over on YouTube, probably doing some more FF8, but I might end up doing some more of this depending on how the Thargoid War is going down, because I would like to kind of show off some of those passenger missions. They are a lot of fun. We'll take a look and see what the lay of the land looks like before I head out. But yeah, I think that's just about it for today. Can't really think of anything else that I had planned. I mean, this is kind of a guerrilla stream to begin with. I was like, man, I'm playing a lot of Elite and I haven't streamed, so I kind of wanted to get in here and say hi. Thanks a ton for everybody that came in, checked out the stream. If you have not played Elite Dangerous, it is a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. It is super cheap on Steam nowadays, and they also just dropped for the price of Odyssey. I have not bought Odyssey yet. I can't really tell you a whole lot about the content there. A lot of scanning plants and footwork, I guess. But if that is kind of your thing, that is an option now. I think it's $14.99 in US dollars now. It's not too bad. Probably get it cheaper on Humble Bundle and stuff throughout the year as well. Boom. All right, let's get this thing on auto and see how things are going. Let's take a look. All right, So down here right now is where Legong is located. I was in Fatalu last night. That's where most everything was going on. And yeah, we're back into a recovery period, which is really nice. There you go. Or human forces in conflict zones. I don't think I can do that. And I can try and recover escape pods, but I think I need limpets for that, maybe? Not entirely sure how all of that works. Yeah, here's where I've been doing most of my work. Are invasion systems like this, right? Because this is where you can actually land and do evac missions with a hauler if you've got one. Pop some passenger cabins in there. But yeah, HIP 9764, they only have medium pads, so be aware of that if you're wanting to bring out an orca or something really large. Python is the way to go. I just really hate the Python. I really do. Python Mark II, that's a different story. I'm excited for the Python Mark II. It actually looks like an actual something that would actually fly, right? There we go. We're gonna switch on over back to Aisling's Promise. But you know, thanks a ton, everybody. Like I said, we're gonna go ahead and call it here for tonight. Again, if you like the content, want to see us play some other games, like, subscribe, follow. Again, the main channel is over on YouTube. I'm always looking for more help over there. We are on the road to 1,500 subs over on YouTube, so that is the goal for this year. But you know, if we can stretch that goal out and make it 2,000, then even better. But yeah, thanks a ton, everybody. I hope you have a good start to your week, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.